not mushy.
Running. So like that.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's good. Yeah.
Is there too much of the little stuff in there?
I don't think so.
All right, so they're hard to chop because they're like not uniform like a cabbage or something would be. Well, that works pretty well.
Yeah.
And then that size right there,
Yeah,
right?
I think so. I think that's good.
And I just don't think there's any way to do that in the food processor. We'd end up with a bunch of pulp.
That's right. I think so too. Instead of pushing it on, kind of pulse, and then yeah. But see, that's
making it too
fine,
little.
and that's not. Yeah, that's the problem.
All right, I think we just do it by hand, don't you?
I kind of think so. Yeah.
Chop right here.
Oh, okay.
Or are you going to use the onion chopper?
I'm gonna try to use the onion chopper. If it doesn't work, I mean, you can. All right, the way it showed on that picture was it was cut like this. You're not filming me yet, are you, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just put it on there.
Did you order this off TV?
No. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to make it thinner.
Let's see. Yeah, because I think you'll break the plastic. Go. I think that thing's a waste of time.
Wait a minute, we didn't get it in
It's as thick as the first one. Jenks,
you
make
didn't
them
get it
much
in the
thinner.
center.
Well, I can just chop them in all this.
I know. But if they're much thinner, they'll go right away. But
You have to have it right. Put that one home.
It's too much work.
But if you do it right, it's not, Jenks. But see, that looks thick.
But you could do a pepper.
Yeah. Well, I guess it can go in that over there.
It's all peppers and onions are all going to get mixed up together, right? And cabbage.
I have the directions and for the sauce for the vegetables, and I have it all mixed together. 3 tablespoons of celery seed, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 3 tablespoons of mustard seed, 1 tablespoon of turmeric, and it's all in this jar mixed together. The vegetables have to soak tonight before in the brine before they can go in the sauce.
Vinegar. Why are we doing a little at a time? I don't much like doing a little at a time.
In there that you got to mix.
We didn't have any giant glass bowls, and you have to use glass because this is salt water. It's 1 cup of salt water to 1 gallon of water, right? And we wanted it to seep in that brine overnight, which it did for about 8 hours, but longer. So that's what's in here, and I have drained some out. I'm just going to bring it around. So these are all the chopped veggies: onions, peppers, cabbage. We also did the same thing with our Jerusalem artichoke. Just you can be looking right down.
We're going to dump these vegetables into this sauce that we made out of the vinegar, mustard, and spices.
And this is about half artichokes and half veggies, right?
And we had to soak. You have to soak them separate because the artichokes will color the vegetables. And we're gonna put this is
Is that enough, or you tell me what?
well
to do?
that should I'd put a little bit more.
Artichoke?
Either one, about half and half probably. It has to once the vegetables get in, it has to cook 5 minutes before it goes into the jars to be processed. But I'm talking about whether they were, if it was a southern thing, I looked up a lot of recipes just to get different ideas. But in that Charleston cookbook, I can't remember, what is the name of that special Charleston cookbook? Anyway, it didn't have artichoke relish in it. I was just shocked because I thought that would certainly be something that would be in there.
So maybe, because artichokes are a native, these are actually a helianthus, right? A sunflower that were originally probably native just to the Midwest, but they are distributed throughout the entire country. So they were probably Midwestern and distributed because they're such a valuable food crop. They're easy to store, high fiber, apparently an awesome substitute for potatoes, like if you want to do mashed potatoes but you don't want the carbs. So, you know, maybe they would have been considered like a very poor people's thing, because they would have been like a sustenance crop. Like if you were writing for the fancy Charleston cookbook, you would have been a fancy Charleston person of European descent who wouldn't been out in the yard eating weeds, right?
Yes.
All right, so that's going to cook 5 minutes, right?
Well, it has to heat up a little since you added those vegetables, and then cook 5 minutes.
Okay.
But they look so pretty. One of the recipes I read add 6 green peppers, and then another one said add a couple of red peppers because it gave them so much color. So I thought that was a real good idea. Well, I just love relishes, though, so it would be good to me. Well, I'm sure Robert remembers them from Allendale and Barton from Aunt Zanya. Remembers the relish.
Apparently they're real trendy, like now, because this seems like something that's kind of real old school. And I mean, one reason is it is a lot of work to get to this point. Okay, so we sanitized the jars last night, and I'm going to trade places. And then we warmed the jars up in the dishwasher. Why did we do that?
In the microwave.
In the microwave. Okay, he's going to get in there so he can be right here. And Tom, can you show the stuff real quick? Can you like zoom down in there?
The jars need to be hot because when they're filled with this, they have the lid and the band put on, and they put in the water processing container.
And also in the back, she's boiling her lids and rings right now. Okay, you're zooming in there, Tom. There you go. And Mama, is there a proportion of liquid to solid? Because all that liquid is just vinegar, right?
Vinegar and spices, yes. So I don't know. It's usually just about the right, because that is thickened some. It's about the right. Once this cools, it'll be the right consistency for a relish.
And where'd you get that spiffy little funnel that has been made specifically to sit down in that jar?
Well, I've had it for a long, long time, but you just get it at a canning, anywhere that sells canning supplies.
Because that needs to boil, right?
This needs to process for 15 minutes. Some recipes said 10, some said 15. So see how this is not as thin as the other one?
Yeah. So you like this better?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, now these just lift out, which I probably wouldn't take them out quite this quick. You have to really be sure that the cold air doesn't blow on them because they're so hot. So I have a towel I put over them. And then, and then we'll start with the next batch.
Okay, y'all. If you have any questions, let's hear them because we're gonna close up with this batch, and the number of artichokes that we worked with yesterday, 4 pounds something, is gonna turn into about how many of these?
Well, 13 pints, and so it'll be 26 half pints. No.
Just because it's pretty, everybody wants to see it. To join our email list at jenksfarmer.com, because then they'll get notices of these kind of things.